We seek to draw out the best in everyone and increase understanding toward mutual resolution of problems. We go only where we are asked to help so that others are receptive and we truly can help. Now, I'm going to stop there right at that one. Very important thing. Many people, when they learn animal communication, they want to jump in and help where they're not asked to help, where they don't have any permission to help. So they go, well, I can communicate with that dog and fix the problem. I said, no, you can't. Not unless the person has asked you for help. And the dog has asked you for help. There's no use you going in there. In fact, you become interfering. And it often can do harm to the animal. If you see something happening to the animal that you consider abusive, you may have to report it to authorities. But if you go right in there and say, well, that dog's chained up all day and he doesn't have water, and you go right to the person and say, I can help you with your dog, well, you're not going to be welcome. Very important to have permission of people before you jump in to help, even though you want to help. It's not going to be help. It's going to be harm. The person may actually feel resentful and take it out on his dog, what his fear or anxiety or anger that he feels toward you in your interfering. I just never do. I never do. The only time I have been prompted, most of the time I just go about, do my own business. If I'm asked to help, there's plenty of people I can help. There's plenty of people who ask me to help. The only time, sometimes when I see street things that I can do something about, like a dog is running down the street and looks like he's lost. Okay, well, I'm going to go in there and see if he has a tag and see if I can find his people. One time an incident is coming up where I just was very moved to say what I did, which was very unusual for me. This man was across the street from me, and he had this beautiful husky dog, and he was beating him. I normally would be terrified of somebody who was beating a dog because they're an abuser. I also come from an abuse background, so it's not easy for me to face violence. But I was so moved. I did it without thinking. I just ran across the street and I said, stop that. Stop that right now. Your dog is a fellow being. The man just stopped, looked at me. The dog looked at me. They both looked at me, and the man walked away. He just stopped what he was doing and walked away. I was actually very surprised myself. I looked at the dog and I said, well, okay, have a good life. That's all I was called to do. That wasn't really even as an animal communicator, of course. That was as a human being. And, I was prompted by internal promptings. I was just moved. And you'll have to decide for yourself on that. And as an animal communicator, you go only where you're asked to help. Doesn't mean you can't communicate with animals. I communicate with all the wild animals and with the animals in the area. We say hi to each other and how are you doing and all that, but I don't interfere with other people's lives. I don't interfere with the animals' lives. In fact, I just try to leave people, to live their life and work it out. They have their own journey to learn from. It's not my journey. So, next part. I'll repeat that again. We go only where we are asked to help so that others are receptive and we truly can help. Then you'll be effective. Then you'll be really effective. It's good. I mean, why would you want to help people who don't want your help? You'll just get people getting angry with you. That doesn't feel good. Yuck. I don't want that. I don't want that for you either. We respect the feelings and ideas of others and work for interspecies understanding, not pitting one side against another, but walking with compassion for all. We acknowledge the things that we cannot change and continue where our work can be most effective. Now, this is where I have seen people kind of go off a little bit. They get into their own issues about their fellow humans, which means it's their own issues about themselves. So they start to judge people. And I remember one woman, she was a beginning animal communicator who had taken one course with me. And she started to say things like, and this woman had a lot of hatred towards humans. Many people, when they start out in animal communication, they'll say to me and to other animal communicators, well, I don't really like humans. I like animals. I want to help animals, but I don't really like humans. And I say, well, guess what? This really isn't the field for you then, unless you change, unless you grow. Because it's the people that need the help. They need the help with the animals. And you have to have compassion for them. So I'll tell you this example. This woman starts, she wrote this up and was distributing it, that the vultures, big birds, big carrion birds, the vultures in her area told her that people are terrible, that they deserve to die, that they're no good on the earth. It went on and on. It was awful. And I will tell you that animals do not communicate like this. They have tremendous compassion. Now they may say things like humans need to start looking after the earth, but they don't do it in insulting terms. They don't say, you stupid human, or you should not be on the earth. I just have never gotten it from animals. And I've talked to thousands of species, thousands of animals, hundreds at least of species. They just don't get into that. Even animals who have been very hurt. They may avoid humans. They may not like humans, but they don't attack humans. So this woman had an agenda. She wanted to make people wrong by using the animals. Very bad karma, not good. By saying it's from the animals, not good. This just doesn't happen. And those of you who have done a lot of animal communication, you already know this. And if you read all the messages that I've gotten and other people have gotten from animals, you'll know this. That even when animals talk, sometimes they talk with humor about people. Sometimes they'll talk with advice, but they don't put people down. They're not here for that. Animals are helpers. You know, they're incredible helpers. We as humans, when people show humans are at the top of this pyramid, the top species, I go, no, that picture of a pyramid with the humans on the top simply means that without everything underneath supporting humans, humans would fall. Humans need all the rest and the foundation, which is all the animals, all the plants, all the nature spirits, all of life, to support them on the earth, or they don't make it, whether it's physically, emotionally, or spiritually. So anyway, be very careful about that. If you get something like that, if you think you're getting something like that, double check your own feelings. Double check if you're not maybe letting come in there some unresolved issue you have about people or a person that you want to get back at them. As communicators, you have to see people sort of neutrally. I come in with that people are just, they're people. And they have asked for help. Therefore, I respect them. They come with an openness. And even if they don't understand or they challenge what you say, they want to be educated. And so you can do that.